Hey, Tubies. Doing? I hate that. I know I don't want to start a video like that. I always say that, though. When I'm getting ready to say something, I'll always go, okay, I'd fail public speaking class for that. Yeah, so, anyways, this video is just kind of going to be like, I just want to talk to you guys for a minute and say, hey, what's going on? Everything's okay. Don't be stressed. Don't allow things to affect you too much. There's a lot of energies, a lot of roller coasters, a lot of drama, a lot of stress. It's a lot of stuff going on. And what it makes me think back to and reflect on is what I've always said from the beginning of ever doing a YouTube video ever. Just because I used to just do YouTube videos, just because. And I always said, know who you are and love who you are. Love who you are unconditionally. And that means that you love you for you. All of you. Your good parts, your bad parts, your fantastic parts, your sad parts, your shitty parts, your great parts, everything. Every single bit of you. Even down to your vices. Accept and love every part of you. It's so important because, and the reason why I say that, and I'm going to jump back and forth because there's a lot of things I want to just intertwine and say to you guys and help, and just kind of speak, I keep saying that, but speak to you from the heart and like I've always done from my experiences, and if you can relate, cool. If it helps you out, awesome. If you can't, whatever. Move along. But I feel like, okay, and there's no denying it. Pagan community is the pagan community. There's a solid 1,000 of us, give or take. And we all are familiar with who each other is and what's going on, and everything's cool. And there have been several YouTubers, quite a few actually, who have decided to leave because of bullies, internet trolls, buttholes, whatever you want to call them. And there are several who are getting discouraged, the newbies or the shy ones or whatever it is. But they have always wanted to do a YouTube video and kind of get discouraged because of seemingly some of the strongest people are giving up on it. And and I understand. I left for a while. It gets overwhelming. And my lesson that I learned out of it from leaving when I did and having my break is that it kind of correlates with a lot of the questions you guys ask. How do you live your everyday mundane life and feel accepted being pagan, or feel accepted and not deal with, people criticizing you, this and that. Same thing with YouTube. It's just the online world instead of the in-your-face mundane world. So take it into consideration on both sides of the fence. That, if you want to do YouTube videos for whatever reason, if you want to teach somebody, you want to enlighten somebody, you just want to vent, you want to show something funny, cool, whatever it is, don't be afraid of doing it. Don't be afraid. Don't allow people to bully you, and don't allow other people to bully others. Just like you would do in school or community or anything else, uphold the amazing person you are. And, got distracted. Dog's going crazy. But uphold that amazing person you are and give it a try. You're never going to know how things turn out unless you actually do it. And don't allow people who disagree with what you have to say, or, you're not in their perfect category, whatever it is, don't allow it to bother you. There are so many different cultures and so many different people and sexual preferences and skin color and ethnicities and religious aspects. I mean, none of us are the same. We might have things in common, but there are not two of us that are exactly the same. There's always something different. And what do you do when you have a best friend or when you have a loved one? You accept them from who they are and you love them unconditionally. So if somebody can't do that with you because of your video or because of what you're doing in real life, cut your ties and move on. And don't feel responsible. Don't feel responsible because you don't need to. It's a waste of time. There are always going to be people that you know for years and years, that may change, that may, end up doing something that they don't like, that you don't like them doing. And that's where the situation of flip-flopping it is. Oh God, I hope that this is making sense. But when you worry about doing anything and taking a step forward because you're worried about what people are going to think and what they're going to say, then and you don't get past that and go forward, it's going to make it hard. But don't turn around and be one of those people that gets aggressive or gets angry or gets envious or jealous or, frustrated because you don't agree with something that somebody's doing. You don't live their lives. Unless this person's your best friend and you talk to them on a quite often basis and you don't understand everything that's going on in their life, don't judge them simply from online what you see in a video, in a 15-minute video. And it's so funny because I have learned that, number one, it takes way too much energy to mediate and moderate comments. If you are one to get offended and you want to make a YouTube video, either disable the comments or don't pay attention to them. Read through the ones that are fantastic, reply if you want to or can. If somebody says something you don't agree with or that doesn't, isn't really fitting or anything or hateful, or delete it or go past it. There's people, you can look at any of my videos, for example, and scroll down. Holy crap, there are debates on end and just, back and forth. And I got mad about the whole Christian thing for a point. It still hasn't stopped. I said my piece. That's the way it goes. And that's fine. Whatever. People know where I stand on it, and that's it. There's no sense in dwelling on it at all. So, I even got people saying, how's your house so clean? It's because I clean it. That's why. Because I spend lots of time during the day. I don't have a set schedule because it differs every day. And my house is clean because it's clean. And people are like, oh, she just pushes it to the broom on the side. Come on, people. Look, my floor is clean. 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 Stay out of my house. Get off my back. And if it is dirty, so what? It's the way I choose it to be, if I want it to be. But it's not. It's clean, whatever. Yeah, so, me, I ramble, and I'm all back and forth. And I'm just trying to be real and encourage you guys to spread the love. We're the pagan community, people. Just like if you read 15 different Wicca books, you're going to read 15 different things of the way somebody says something should be done. And that's fine. What do? Do you burn one book because you don't like it? No. You just either never use it again, you give it away, or you put it on your bookshelf to collect dust. If somebody in the pagan community is doing something or says something you don't agree with, move on. And that pertains to anybody. This isn't in reference to anybody. This is in reference just in general. Because even on my Facebook page, there has come people over the time. They may have watched my videos in the beginning, 6 years ago, or God, I don't even know how many years ago it started, 7 years ago, but they may have loved me then and they hate me now. The same thing, stands. Know who you are, love who you are. And for me, you either love me or hate me. And that's just the way it is. And it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's like high school. We're all kind of in a high school group. YouTube, oh my God, if you were on it in 2006, when it was really starting to pop, it was completely different than it is now. But that's kind of like, going to high school and everything's one way and then you graduate and then Do clicks matter? Does your popularity status matter? Does, if you were valedictorian, does that matter? No, hell no. None of it matters. Because when you get out of high school, you start all over. All over. Did you know that? Oh my God. You change. When you're 21, you're not going to be the same as you are when you're 26. And when you're 30, you're not going to be the same as when you're 26. And then when you're 35, 40. Yada, yada, yada. You're going to constantly change. And over time, you change. People are also going to change. And if you can just be civil and adults and accept that you're either going to agree or you're going to agree to disagree or you're going to disagree so much, you just part ways. There's no sense in having a sword fight and going at it and trying to dominate who's right and who's wrong. It doesn't matter. Our melting pot universe is so melty potish, full of just goulash now. It's worse than Chex Mix. It's like putting 500 different Chex Mixes all in one bowl and you've got, I don't know how many different things to choose from. It's just a melting pot of snacks. That's what we are. And you pick out what you don't like and you eat what you don't like and you indulge on what you do love, and that's just the way it is. Basics, people. Basics. You're not always going to love me. You're not always going to love anybody else on the internet, and that's cool. When you change and it just doesn't work for you anymore, then you move on. But don't expect everything to come easy, because it doesn't. If it did, we wouldn't appreciate anything. And don't expect more out of someone than you expect for yourself, because I think a lot of people forget that. And you got to be careful, because when you put out so much energy, whether you recognize it or not, you're really building up a cloud and a fog of hell that you're going to have to walk through and cipher through and clean up. So be careful what mess you stir up and what tornado you get going. Whoosh. Yes. But when you do clean up those tornadoes and you learn your lesson and you go on, it makes life easier and it makes you stronger. And it gives you more ways in working with energies to resonate with people, because you have a broader concept of being to relate to things. Explaining details and lessons and life experiences to the masses and trying to be seemingly politically correct and trying to please everybody is hard. Dude, it's hard. So until you try to do it yourself, don't criticize. And if you want to do it yourself, go for it. I'll be a fan. I'll check you out. And I know, and everybody else will pass your videos around, pass your channel around. Everybody wants to hear what everybody wants to say. Screw reality TV shows. Facebook/YouTube is the way to go, because it is real people. And for the majority, unless you got these cool, high, fancy tech computers and you have the time, everything is unedited and uncut, and you get the director's raw deal. So check it out and think about it. Know who you are. Love who you are. That's it. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you don't like somebody, what they're giving out, don't eat it. Look at the menu, check it out. Or, go on a shopping spree. Whatever it is. Whatever blows your skirt up, whatever tickles your pickle, whatever it is. But that's my rant. Inspirational. Woohoo. That's it. I love you guys so much. Bunches. I'm glowing. Can you tell? It's awesome. But love you bunches. See you guys Friday for Stick'em. And I'll see you soon. Later.